A 1, 2. Yeah, welcome. You have reached Brother L, and today we're gonna make some beats together. I don't want to stop. I don't want to start. I don't want to hold you back. I want to embrace you and share these gifts. So check it on out. Boonka. We always start with a little bit of situational beat making. Perform a little piece, and then we break it down, right? And this is how it's going down. Come on. Rolling. A 1, 2, a 1, 2. Yeah. Come on, y'all. You're not bobbing your head. You got to feel this. A 1, 2, a 1, 2. Today we're gonna break down some song structures. Improvise with pieces. For no releases. Chi-Town, Europe. Okay, let's get to the essence of it. Yeah. 1, 2. Bring it back, Brother L life. Woo. A 1, 2. Yeah. And now break it on down. Yeah. Welcome once again. It is your brother L. That's right, y'all. You're listening live. You're viewing live. I'm feeling good. It's Friday. We made it through another week of classes and different things that we have endured together. And I want to share some gifts with you today. And one of those things, well, remember, we went into song structures and how we were able to move things around, right? So I felt like, well, if I really want to show you how modular creating a song could be, why don't I just really move the blocks and pieces around? So, okay, this is what I came up with. That's something we'll get into in a moment. But first, let's break this song down and I'll show you what I did, because I think I went into some interesting frequency territory. Yeah, interesting frequency territory. Y'all getting that? Cool. So dig. Let me bring this camera right here for a second. Let's go into this for a quick second. So remember, what's frequency, y'all? Frequency is the vibration, right? So I slightly misled y'all on a complete cycle, so I kind of want to go into that again. I don't know if my drawing was clear enough, but this one should do, right? So when you have a frequency, one complete cycle, right? That's determine the pitch. How fast or how slow it goes, you know, it's lower pitch for slower complete cycles. You see that's a complete cycle, and then it'll go over again into infinity, right? So if you want a higher note, we would just double this in half. Just putting these little marks right here so they can help me. So in essence, this note would be twice the frequency of this other note. I probably should have done them in different colors, but I'll just go over this one like this so you'll see the difference. Okay, so we got one that's half and the other one is not, right? So how does that work? Frequency is just really determining its pitch. So when we go basically half of this, we get a higher pitch. We go lower, you know, and the unit of measurement in which frequency is measured is hertz. So, and hertz is determined by how long it takes to get one complete cycle. So one complete cycle of this is half of this larger wave. And these are waves. These are representations of waves, right? All right, so let's just say, put this right here. Boom, boom, boom. That's one complete cycle. And then it continues again. That's another complete cycle, right? And then this green one, that's one complete cycle from here to here. That's one complete cycle. This is one complete cycle. I think you all are following me, right? So we use these things inherently in our productions, and we don't always pay attention to them. And I was just thinking of how intricate we get down in hip hop with like layering things. I think we do some really interesting production and sound design in hip hop that we don't get credit for, because you know, if someone was doing some of the same things with a sequencer, I'm sorry, a synthesizer, they're like, oh man, how wonderful this is. But you know, we sampled records, right? And we layered sounds to create things that we didn't have, or to make things that were in our head come alive, right? Now, GarageBand is not heavily versed in sampling. Let's just say it's not a full-fledged sampler, even though you can sample in it. There's some hinges and some hiccups there that don't really allow you to do as you may want to with a sample. But I'm going to show you some workarounds with that. But when I was creating this track, I'll show you how I layered these drums, because it's very likened to the experience of early hip hop production. So I'm going to, solo this. Okay. I'm also going to go into the, I'm going to go into the plugins and look at our very favorite friend, the visual EQ. Boom, boom, cat, boom, boom, cat. You see that? Low frequency content right there, booming. And the cat, cat, So I wanted to augment that. I wanted to embellish that with some other things, right? So I went in and I said, I needed some more sounds. Went into this other kit. Let's pull up that visual EQ. You can kind of hear it tapping right there. I felt like I needed a little bit more attack on that drum, but I also needed a different texture that made it unique. So I played it in the same part. Cat, cat. Cat, cat. But I didn't play it all the time. Cat, cat. Cat, cat. All right? And you can see it right there. That's represented by this wave, this spectrum. Okay. Let's go back into it. And let's find this other sound. I'm layering these sounds, but I'm playing them together, right? That's the entire idea. And then I needed a little bit more texture, so I used this Tycho kit. Let's go into that. I needed a little bit of ornamentation to illustrate how some of these rhythms come through, right? Let's look at the analyzer. So what frequency content am I using right up here? I'm using from 2K to 10K. 2,000 hertz to 10,000. I really love this analyzer. It's an EQ, but it's visual. So if you don't know what your sound is doing, you could totally figure it out. You could say I wonder, does this bass drum have the right frequencies that I want for it to bump? I mean, when you're making hip hop, it's all about the bump. Yeah, if your track don't bump, you are doing the wrong thing. Then start all over again. Yeah, it's gotta have a little bump, a little bit of knock, right? And let's go back to this arrangement. Let's find out what else we did. And then, okay, so I had a little bit of timekeeping. I like to consider that with the off hi-hat. Kind of make you tilt your head a little bit when you hear it. Right? Let's pull it up. You can see these beats. Remember, I can move these around. If I click and hold, it'll select them all. We can move these sounds all around the kit. Watch this. That's a nice little accent. Give me the loop, give me the loop, give me the loop. So forth and so on, right? And then I did something I like to say a little bit rather unique. I went to the step sequencer and I took some of those similar sounds. And why did I do that? Why would I program some drums? Because I tap those things in. That's what I normally do. I'm into actually performing those pieces. I think that it's a cool thing to do. I actually programmed this, but why did I do it? Let's see what's happening here. Maybe I should solo it for you, so you can just hear that. I got a bunch of things soloed, so let me unsolo everything else. gonna come back around, but I'll just move it up. Right. You see, you don't always hear those notes because what I did is I put in there. So this comes up 35% of the time. This one right here, that snare comes up 33% of the time. You know, like 33 RPMs per second. Anybody know what that reference is all about? Okay. Got this open hat 38% of the time. I got this hat right here 38% of the time. And I got, like I say, the snare. Oh, I brought it. All right. I did that and also did a little bit of work with the velocity. The reason I did that was so that I could actually play this beat and things would happen over time that would simulate and make the actual beat, the track, the drum portion of the track feel like the loop is evolving, and it wouldn't be so I can't speak. It wouldn't be so monotonous, right? Yeah. No one really knows. This is a sideways comment right here, but nobody knows how much it takes to talk for an hour. You know, I'll just go through like tubes and tubes of chapstick to keep my lips moisturized. But that's just another situation. Yeah, it's a dedication I have for you all to share these gifts, right? Now, I hope that I'm making a little sense here as far as methods to sound design and not actually start with the sound from scratch. You can get very unique results in this particular manner. And I want to say that this experience is totally hip-hop. It's like using what you have to make something new. That's the aesthetic of it, you know. I didn't go out and buy a new iPad. Okay, I used this program that's free. I'm using the drum sets that are in here, and I'm utilizing them in only the way that Brother L can do. But now you can do it as well because I'm showing you, right? Okay. All right. So that's the drum portion of that. And let's take out all that melody stuff. That sound cold, right? I did a little bit of EQ, a little bit of compression to really give it that feel, and then I put it all together. How y'all feel about that? Any thoughts on how I was able to build this track and these structures? Let's go to the chat real quick before we actually make an arrangement. Let's see what's going on with the people. People, y'all out here. Cool. All right. We got a few people out here. We got Aaron Wilson. We got Gennard Polite. We got Sam Lewis. All right, cool. I'm so happy that you're here. For sure. All right. So now what's happening here is that what we want to do, to make it very clear, is that we don't want GarageBand to sound generic. And that is the main reason why you have to take your time to tweak these sounds. And obviously no one can play what's in your head, but GarageBand does give you tools to help you compose, which is super awesome. So let's go into this guitar. What I did with the guitar, I think I did something like, and that was the basis of that guitar. Y'all saw that? So I did an E minor chord, a G, and then I did a B. I just made an arpeggio out of it. Remember we were talking about arpeggios and arpeggiation, separated notes of a chord. And then we go. Woo! I feel like Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant. No, that's cool though. It's a lot of fun when you put these things together. It really is. So I think this is a good time to pivot and let's talk about our arrangement for today, right? Or should we scrap this or hold this to the side and start something totally new? Okay. The other thought is, do you really understand the importance of frequency? Well, let's start again. Let's use a piano. Ooh, you saw that? GarageBand just crashed. We've been putting in a lot of work in this program, so sometimes that will happen. Come on now, Apple. Okay. Let's see if we can put a this visual EQ on top of this piano. There we go. So let's see here. Okay. Now let's play one key. Let's move this. Let's see. Oh, that is cool. I didn't realize that we could make it the entire length of the screen. See, I'm learning with you all. Okay, C3. Let's get back to this. Let's get back to our visual EQ. But, guess we didn't do it right. Piano. Now let's get to the visual key. Okay, there we go. Anyway, you know where that's going next, right? Okay. So we got this piano up here, and we can see the notes. I think you should all spend some time in just looking at the note frequency range on this graph here. Are you all noticing something? As I go up, everything seems to move up in a coordinated fashion. This frequency range is also known as the pitch, and the fundamental frequency is also known as the pitch. We use this in combination to make chords, to make things more interesting. But they're interesting on their own. Now, one of the things that we're doing, because we're making beats, so we're actually making full compositions, right? So if you're making a full composition, you got to realize that everything you put in this song has a fundamental frequency range. So if you put everything in, you get noise. So how do we work so that we can control this frequency and have our ideas represented along the way of this particular track or this song or whatever you're creating? Well, there's many ways, there's many methods, but one method is the key. So we work in a particular key. And then, okay, that we'll see again, right? All right, so I think we're working in D today. See, D to D. I think, let's just see if this is, if you don't know what key you're working in, that's quite all right, because there are ways within the program to change. So if we want to make this in the key of D, let's see what happens here. Did it change? Okay, D major. So they never changed this. But let's just see if we go to D major. And now they change it. So is the same as knowing this. Let's go back. Take it off. D. You don't even have to know the key. Basically, what's happening is that it's allowing you to stay in that particular key so you can't make a mistake. And then when it comes to chords, it's showing you popular chords within the key of D. All right. Cool. So that's that. Are y'all starting to get where I'm going? I hope so. Any questions about frequency, pitch, and how it's representing a track? Let's see in the chat. That's right. Y'all ask some questions now because we're doing some things here. We want to really share these gifts. It's important for us because we're working together better. Mm-hmm. Plus, everybody should be in the house, right? I hope. If you're in Chicago, it's not so nice out there. I heard that our mayor is controlling the weather to keep people inside. I don't know how true that is, but that would give her a lot of power. Let's go back to the song we just created. Let's see here. I believe this is that one. Let's look at the arrangement and we'll tell. Yes, that's it. That's it. Okay. All right. That's cool. I think today is a Funky Friday, so let's duplicate this. Duplicate. And because I like those instruments. And then what we're going to do is that we'll delete these and we'll start again, my friend. And we'll make something totally different in the same key, utilizing some of the ideas that I've just gone over. And then what we'll do is we'll use our building blocks to make our song structure. Okay? Y'all feeling that? I don't know if it could be any more simple because, you know, we're doing this together. If you got questions and I'm moving fast and I'm not really concentrating on, you know, the things that, you know, make sense to you, please let me know so that I can actually tune in and make this a valuable experience for us all. Because I enjoy sharing this stuff. I think I would be here making beats right now, probably by myself. Wait a minute. Am I doing that? Let me know y'all out here in the chat now. Okay, cool. That's what's up. All right, so what we want to start with today? We want to start with a drum. Ooh. We want to start with a key or a tempo. Since it's Friday, y'all want to push the envelope a little bit and make it a little dancier? Or you want to go slower? What kind of mood you in? I will start the track with what tempo you tell me to. I'm looking at the chat, so let's go. Jonathan says the song has room for things to breathe. That's cool. Awesome, Jonathan. Thank you. Okay. Sometimes I like room to breathe too. Look like we're going to 117. Slow, seductive house. Well, we'll see how it comes out. Now, we're going to use house. We might have to change some of these instruments, but, or do we? No, let's see. 6, 7, 8. Okay, you could do that. Or what else could you do? That's one way of programming in the way I just did, right? But there's another way. What if I wanted to just go in, edit? Remember, I got all these drums here. So we can program this in by sliding this pencil over. The pencil becomes a writing tool. Make sense? Which drum we like? I like that one. And then we're gonna put one on every beat. You see how fast that happened? I like it. They call that 4 on the floor, right? Let's go to another sound. Oh, remember, we need to clear this out. So we go to clear this out. Sometimes it might seem a little complicated because they have all these rhythms programmed in here. Just know that you can actually go through some of the rhythms that they have in here. I have not, because I always have things in my head. But I don't know, what's this? Ancient Call. Fuego. Right. Cool. But I'm just going to start with the blank sketch. I just feel like I have more control. And if you want to add or get rid of the drums, you just double click, boom, boom. That's how you do that. Well, you want to add, you can test the sound. Test the sound just like this. I like that drum. It's got to be in there. Okay. So let's go back into it. Uh-oh. Remember, check this out. Where we at? We're at velocity. So right now, we need to make our velocity the same, but we need to add some notes. Is that what we want? Or do we want on off the beat? Is that the drum? What y'all feeling? What I'm starting to feel like is that I need a different sound kit. I don't know, what's Hacienda sound like? Okay, Hacienda. We can change the velocity, so certain note. So I would like the accent on the 2 and 4. What would you like it? Because I feel like it should go. Now these accents give dynamic range to your music that give you a different feel. And we don't have to hit them all at the same time. We definitely want that one to hit all the way. We want the 2 and 4 to always hit. And now let's go back into the step program and let's put in some sound cool. But now let's record this in. Remember, we have to record this in because it's in the step programmer. It's like it's setting us up so that we can actually record these things because they haven't really been performed just yet until you record them. 2 and 3 and 4, go. That's just the underpinning of what's happening here. Okay. Now, well, you know what Brother L want to do. Brother L want to come in with a different drum. But how about to make it faster, Brother L is going to go into the arrangement, double click, duplicate. So now I got this again. Then I'm just going to take these out. Yeah, I'm going to take those out. And then I'm going to put this in so I can have independent control. That sounds cool. So what should we put this? That's cool. Let's chance this to like 59%. That's cool. Velocity up. Give it some. How would it sound like if I do that? Right? You can kind of hear it competing a little bit, but we can change that. Let's find some stuff. Now we need to record that in. Remember, it's not there until we record it in. I'm liking it. Now, let's go into our other sounds that we have together. Ooh, the Tycho kit. Okay. Confession. No, I'm not gonna tell you how much I like this kit. Never mind. That's it right there. Not bad. I think he could do it better. Let's try it one more time. Okay. No need to go crazy yet because remember, this is just a framework for us to lay our palette out, right? Because we'll still need things to happen, like an intro, you know, we might need that to happen. And we might go into a verse, and then we may go into a chorus, and then we may come out of that chorus into a verse, blah, 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 blah. But you get it, right? So it's no point in saturating your track with a whole bunch of things before you put the melody in because we want everything to work together. Got it? Okay. So now let's figure out what we're going to sound like with some of these pitches, these frequencies. Let's play with this frequency content. a little bit more. Drums have frequency too, right? It showed you that. All right. We got this guitar here. Do we want to continue using it? I think I'm going to strike the guitar. Striking means I'm going to get rid of it. Double click. You out of here for the day, buddy. Oh! So, our buddy Jonathan asked me to demonstrate how great this synthesizer is. Okay. Everyone knows this is called Alchemy, and it's a really advanced synthesizer. They give you like a taste of it here. There are various panels here that you can, oops. Okay. You got delay, cutoff, filter, overload, detune, reverb, resonance, extra gnarl. What's that? Crazy, I love it. Pitch configuration. That sounds like LFO. Okay, so they name stuff a little strange. Attack, decay, sustain, release. But here's something interesting. Let's just say we start with this dark and punchy sound. Okay, we can move as we play it. So, you know, we can go. I'm just going to record that in just to show you that it records. 2 and 3, go. That's pretty cool, right? It records in our movements. That's automation. And we'll play a lot with automation at some point, as maybe even next week. I'm digging that. But let's find us another melodical unit to work with. What about this? Let's just play. One, two, three. We gotta boom. You gotta hit it hard, brother L. Stop playing. And here we go. You hear my rhythm is a little off, right? Somewhere around there. You can clean it up. Go into track settings, quantization. Make sure you hit on the. There you go. Hey. Use your mouth, your voice, because you can actually improvise with the track, and before you know it, that will manifest itself into the track. And let's just face it, if you're not singing along with your music, you might be doing it wrong. It's not that serious. We having fun. And it ain't no fun unless the homies can't have none. Right? Okay, Okay, let's see where we should go to make this fair. What's up, class? Let me know what's happening. Okay. We having fun. It ain't no fun. Oh wow, we got people checking in all the way from South Africa. Yeah, that's dope. Amazing vocalist Danae Wiley, or I should say Willie. Excuse me. Bernard Polite, Catch 22. Let's see what they're doing here. Okay, let's put some. Maybe something like. Let's try that. Soft. And now remember, we can move this around. Fix my rhythm inconsistencies. I think I'm playing this straight though. Let's see. That's cool. Okay, so dig. Can you imagine how much gear you would have to amass to produce something with just a regular laptop? Well, I can tell you. First, you'd have to buy. What would you have to buy? Let me get a piece of paper here. Cool. Just to show you the significance of why we're working with this, you'd have to buy a. You have to buy a laptop first, right? Then you'd have to buy an audio interface. That's how you get the sound out of the computer, right? Because you need good sound out of the computer. You'd have to buy some software to actually make some sound, right? Some software which is like a DAW, like a digital audio workstation. There's so many DAWs. If you bought a Mac, GarageBand would be free, so we could use that, right? So you wouldn't have to pay for that. You'd have to figure out how you would interface, right? How will you interface? You'd have to buy some type of keyboard controller, right? Because how do you interface with the DAW to play the notes? You'd have to do that, right? Then, well, you need some place or some method to hear this stuff, right? So, well, you need some headphones. Or you need some type of PA or speaker system, which is even more money, but I'm just going to put that in there real small. But speaker systems, we go down a slippery slope. Anybody know Brother L knows that he's got lots of speakers. Okay, so the headphones, right? It's got to come out. So you going into the laptop, boom, right? From the audio interface, because we're utilizing MIDI, or if it's a USB protocol, it can go directly into the laptop, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now y'all starting to see. Okay. Let's just say headphones, $100. Laptop, who knows? If it's a Mac, it's at least a stat, which is probably not. Probably more like 1,500. But I'm just gonna put 1,000 just for simplicity's sakes. An audio interface is gonna cost you about $200. Keyboard controller about the same, $200. And if we had any sauce, so we said headphones, and then laptop. Then software is free if we use GarageBand. But if you had to buy something like Ableton Live or something, that would be like, $600. Okay. But the point of me saying all this is that's the reason I'm using GarageBand for iOS. If you got the iPad or if you have the phone, it's free. You don't need all of these other things to actually create something. And then there's an added bonus. I do not work for Apple, but I really have to tell you that the added bonus is that this touch sensitivity is off the chain. Because it does stuff that you wanted to do without having to purchase all of these other things. Yeah, real tripped out. And we're into it. So, let's get back into our track. Okay, what we need to add, Danae, since you out there, let us know what we need to add. Jonathan, I know Jonathan's gonna say some bass. Gennard Polite, also known as Catch 22, 22, excuse me. Yeah. Let's see what kind of bass we got up in this. We get this cloud bass. Let's listen. I like that. Let's figure out a pattern. I think we're almost there. 6, 7, 8. When in doubt, just practice along until you come up with something that's right for your song. I think it might. I think I got something. Let's try it. Go. sounds right, but nasty. Here we go, like. Yeah. I'm playing it. Can't say I love it just yet. That's not. That one. Okay. I'm just gonna leave it out because something about it's not feeling right. Oh, wait a minute. Go back. It switched our sound because I was trying to go back so hard. There we go. And now we need to delete this the old-fashioned way. This is to let you know, Brother L is... I still like the sound though, I don't think. I'm trying to give it this kind of feel. Is that the sound though? Okay, another thing that needs to happen here, because your boy rhythm is off, but that's okay. Swing that one a little bit. We'll swing that one. I think I understand what's happening here. I think I understand. Yeah. Do it again. Triple. Yes. 1, 2, 3. preset right there. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Alright, where we going next? Where we going next? We working through this together. It was a little rough spark there, but don't ever give up. Yeah, let's see where it's going. Where we gonna take it? Some more percussion. Oh, okay. We love percussion. Okay, well, what they say? All right, let's see. More sounds. Let's find something that kind of like. I don't know. I think something we need to more sense, more sense, more sense, more sense. Yeah, let's find something. Categories. Sometimes you gotta like really fine tune where you touch, right? So I'm thinking synth leads. I think we need something else. Dang. I like this. That's cool, but I feel like we need something to give it that. Yeah. Let's find that. Maybe an old-fashioned piano could work. Old-fashioned piano. I'll tell you one thing that's a little difficult to work here, but we can overcome and surmount these obstacles. When you're in the groove and trying to record with GarageBand for iOS, it's not so easy because you can try to trigger it, but depending on how you hit it, it's a little flimsy, especially if you're already in a groove. Chicago house, huh? That last note, last chord. I still want to play it out. So if we jacking, I need to allow for more space for folks to jack. We'll try it again. I keep building my beats because you know I like the drums because I'm into them rhythms. I think we all figure this bass out. Okay, so this bass got way too much attack on it and it needs to be smooth. Let's try something else. I may have to redo. Let's try this. I wasn't thinking of this, but let's try this bass. Oh, it's still in there. Heavy bass out. Okay. That's cool. That could work. But what I'm really feeling that I would like to do is not happening. So I want to duplicate this track and I'm going to mute it again, and I need to find a sound. If we can't find one, we can create one, right? So I'm looking for a low texture. Something that just kind of like embraces the bottom, but doesn't really like take over the bottom. Yes, how can we do this? Let's try one thing first, before we get too far into this. Remember, this bass I had here, I could change a little bit. It's not bad, but what if we take the same bass and play it differently? and then we'll sweep through the presets. That might be it. Okay. Alright, a little bit more with those hi-hats. Let's play with them. What we got here? Okay, that's cool. We're gonna put that in. Piano, gotta come down a little bit. Piano, 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 where are you? And it can't be all the time either, right? Bringing it in and off. Whoa, that's interesting. So what if I was to cut it? So now let's talk about our arrangement. I think we got something to work with now. What we think? What y'all think? Y'all fit in the weed? Okay. So, listen. We're a bit over time, but how y'all feel about it? Should we get into the arrangement, or should we leave that for another day? I think I'm just gonna let this play, and what I'll do is I'll arrange this exactly how the comments tell me. You know, for instance, we could start with the beat, right? It could be a beat intro. And the verse could, you know, let's just say we introduce the keys. You know, for the chorus, I'm imagining everything is in, right? All the ornamentational type of situations that embrace the full nature of the song, that's exciting for you, that you can grab structure. What are your thoughts? I'll do what you want me to do. What's happening? Cool. We got a hell of a gang today. Yeah. So I'll tell you what. Since we're pushing time a bit, and I know that I don't want to occupy all your time, I just want to let you know that it's been great. And what I will do is that I'll jam this on the way out. Let's just jam this on. Delete all the stuff that we're not going to use, so not to confuse myself. Oops. I say delete, not duplicate. The double click, click doubles. The double click holds. Let's see. Okay, we got everything in there that we double click hold. All right. So we're going to start with, I guess we could start with the 4/4 beat. And this could totally be how the arrangement could be. How fast could we do this? Let's just do it the old-fashioned way. Muting and bringing stuff in. Let's try it. Sound like something from Soul, right? That's that 43rd Street swing. Bring it in real soft for him. My dancers, come on now. If you can't feel it, then neither can we. We're making this together so easily. Should I bring it in? Come on. It up now. Remember now, you also have to play with the volume to signify that, like, it's my turn. Horns. Take the bass out. If your pelvis is not fluctuating, sweat it out for a minute. Left, then right, then feel real good. Come on. Yeah. Bass. I dare them to let me up in chosen few. I dare them to let me in the chosen few picnic whenever we get back to realization. Cause I'm gonna jam them. All original music, made on the spot. Come on, DJs. This is the evolution. Okay, play with some effects for him. Come on. been the broadcast of Brother L. Beatmaking sessions with Garage Band. And if you feel real good, share this feed with a fan or a friend. Yes, indeed. Make sure y'all add my social media. This is how we going down. I should put the social media tag up. Let's do that real quick. And this is how we gonna end. Come on now. Yeah, come on now. Yes. Yes, yes. Fresh in the flesh. That's right, y'all. Your brother, L. Thank you once again. I'll see you on Monday. Remember, how do you want me to arrange this song? I will. Remember I showed you about the building blocks of songs, but I'm going to go more into that because today we kind of elongated our vibe, because sometimes we just go with the vibe. This is music. We have to make room for deviations, pivots, and alternations.